Why don't we begin? Again, Zoom tips. I think, talked about this, but let's review this quickly. Everyone is muted. You can turn on your camera, but as I said, let's keep it off. I want to see everyone, but not while we are recording this session. Use chat box if you have anything or any message you want to send. Towards the end of the session, we'll have brief Q&A and sharing your experience, kind of through chat. So we'll go towards that. Who am I? I'm a husband and a proud father of two very energetic kids, 7 and 2. So it's fun to be with them. I work in a multinational company as a vice president. I was introduced to Sahaj in 2002 by my girlfriend, who I married to later on, who's my wife. I've been teaching Sahaj classes for roughly around 11 years in Buffalo area. Once this COVID is over, pandemic is over, I would love to see you, whoever can come in person to those sessions. But once we resume, we'll let you know. On a personal side, I love spending time in nature. I enjoy spending time close to water. I think I have extra love for the water. I love sitting next to the pond, lake. I enjoy just getting lost in that beautiful moments while with around the water. So that's about me. Let's talk about who we have here, right? Who I have pleasure to lead through this meditation. I would love to see some chats coming through, talking about for how long you have been meditating, what area you are coming from, because with Zoom you don't know, right? So I would love to hear something if you have anything to share around your experience in meditation. While you're typing, I'll move on. Feel free to keep message coming. So today we'll be talking about the 4th and the 5th energy center. We have gone through the 4-week session where we have talked about all the centers until the 4th and 5th. So we'll be focusing on that. Today's agenda, we're gonna have a brief recap with meditation. We're gonna have a deep dive into what 4th energy center means, where it's located, what's the qualities. Then we'll be meditating upon the 4th energy center. Then we'll talk about 5th energy center a little bit. Then we'll meditate on 5th energy center. And then we'll have questions and answers after that and share our experience. So it's a heavy agenda, but I think, I hope, I wish you will enjoy this session as much as you have enjoyed every other sessions. Good to see some of these chats coming here. Nice. Some of you have 3 years been meditating. All right. Oh, I see somebody from Ontario. That's great, Kate. I see you there. Wonderful. From Onida, Suzanne, thanks. I see Jeff joining from Buffalo. And Jeff and I have been part of the same organization, so good to see Jeff here. All right, Kelly. So just 5 weeks. That's good. First time Rochester. Thanks, Ajinkya. All right, wonderful. This is great response. Good to see you guys joining, and let's begin, right? Thanks, Lisa and Sam, sharing your experience there. Great, Cherry Valley. I know some more people from Cherry Valley. That's great. All right, let's kick in. Okay, brief recap, right? So those who have joined those last 4 sessions, you will relate to it. Those who haven't, you will get a quick idea of what it is. This meditation, there are key things, right? One of the main things that I will talk about is our subtle system. What is a subtle system? You can't see this subtle system. You can't go to a surgeon who can open up your body and say, like, this is your subtle system. No. It's a subtle system because you can only experience it. You cannot see it, you cannot touch it, you can experience it. And the way you experience it is through the flow of the energy. So the subtle system is made of 3 channels, the energy channels, 7 energy centers, and the living force within us, the inner energy, that is what we call as Kundalini. So before we talk a little bit more about the subtle system, let me just briefly touch on something very ancient. In Sanskrit, it's called yantra, tantra, and mantra. And what does yantra means? Yantra means the system. So this is what we're talking about, the subtle system, that is the system which is built within. The tantra means technique. And the technique is the technique of raising this inner energy and helping it go all the way through the top. And mantra is something which is reciting certain mantras which further help invokes these energy centers and the inner energy. But we'll talk that in maybe more advanced or maybe the weekly classes after this series is over. But all this, it doesn't matter how much technical details I give you here, but all this is to get to that state of thoughtless awareness, right? Even though you don't know about all this, you can easily achieve this thoughtless awareness. As I said, for me, it's very easy just to sit next to a beautiful waterfall or pond and sitting in the nature, and I just experience that thoughtless awareness. You may have something different for you. You may have watching birds. You may have something just sitting in the sun, whatever that is. And I know we had snow on on the Sunday, the first snow. Maybe some people just enjoy watching that beautiful moment when there's snow, and I know some people don't. But let's talk about a little bit on the left side. So we have this left energy, which is represented by moon. This energy center or this energy channel talks more about our emotions. And then we have the right channel, which talks more about our actions. These are the kind of things that were covered in previous sessions. And then we have this energy, which is sitting in the triangular bone area. That bone is called as the sacrum bone. In that sacrum bone, this energy is there. It's there for everyone, right? Whether you meditate or you don't, it's there for everyone. Through this meditation, through this technique that I talked about, we invoke this energy, and then this energy rise up. So with me, if you're all with me, just let's take a moment and watch this small animation that basically shows how these energy centers are located. The first energy center, and then how the energy is rising. Then it goes to the second energy center, which is at lower abdomen. Then the energy rises and touches the third energy center, which is at the navel. Then the fourth, which we'll talk about, at the heart. And then fifth, which is at the level of our Vishuddhi or the neck. Then sixth, which is at the forehead, third eye as people call it. And then finally it comes out from the top of our head. And that is when this energy, which is sitting deep inside in our subtle system, comes out, right? When it comes out, that is the moment when we feel that something was missing has been accomplished, something that we have been seeking has been achieved. This is where you feel that quietness, that oneness, that peace, that moment which you cannot describe. There's no words to describe this. I can keep on going, but it's something that you can only experience. So how about this? Now you have seen where these energy centers are located. Why don't we do this little exercise, which is going to help us get through this meditation, or to basically get into that state, right? Let's give it a try, right? So what I would request everyone to, if you're sitting on the chair, put your feet on the ground, feet apart. If you're sitting on the ground, wonderful. You have the contact with Mother Earth already. Relax your body. Open your hands, palm facing upward in your lap. And just be at that comfort of your own. Leave any stress from your shoulders, your neck. And let's slowly close your eyes. Let's take a deep breath. Now let's remember that animation we saw, right? Let's imagine that the very first energy center at the base of our spine. Just let's take our attention on that base of the spine. And we request this mother energy to rise through the central channel. Now let's raise our attention from the base of the spine to the lower abdomen. Now to the third center, which is located at our navel. If it's easier to keep your attention, you can put your right hand on your navel. While keeping your left hand in your lap, palm facing upwards. As this energy rises up, let's bring our attention on our chest at the center of our chest at the level of our heart. I will raise our attention to the level of our neck. This is the fifth center. Now we can place our right hand on our forehead, bending a little bit forward. And then finally, with our right hand, the center of the palm, we'll place this on top of our head in the place which used to be the soft bone area, the fontanel bone. And we put gentle pressure on this area and massage our skull clockwise. While we do that, we can request Mother Energy to give us our self-realization, to become one with the whole universe. To attain that state of thoughtless awareness. And slowly you can bring your hand back in your lap. And continue to keep your attention on the top of your head. Right, now slowly we'll open our eyes. When I get into this moment of silence and peace, it's almost feels like let's continue this. But of course, we will cover our agenda today. We'll have a little bit more meditation today, right? So, all right. Okay. All right. So just a second. Let's go to the next slide here. Okay. So this is the circle system we have talked, I think, in the very first week here. But again, this is all expressing or showing what we have on our subtle system. All these different energy centers, they have different, if they're blocked, you will see some imbalances like, unfocused, unsatisfied, uh, guilty feeling, constant guilty feeling, or very reactive, or feeling insecure, right? These are all the imbalances if our subtle system, our energy centers are not aligned properly. But through this meditation, through this uh, simple meditation, it's very easy to actually turn those negative, or imbalances into positive attitudes. So you'll see automatically as you start meditating, you become more attentive, you become more peaceful. We all know that. We all hear from our friends, our doctors, you should meditate. And some of these things that you see here, they're all byproduct. I say the byproduct because these are just the reflection, in our personality. We become more forgiving, we become more confident. But I think beyond all that, that moment of thoughtless awareness, that moment of peace, which I think we all cherish in our life when we have those moments, but we don't know how to get to that again, right? So this meditation can definitely help to get there, to enjoy that quietness within. Now, let's talk a little bit more. I call this as the technical details because we want to know about these centers. We want to learn about these centers. But the most important is after knowing this, we should know how to um, enlighten them or how to heal them, right? So let's talk about the fourth energy center, which is located at the center of your heart. I don't know if I told you guys you can open your eyes. If you have still closed your eyes, I'm sorry, but keep your eyes open so that you can see what I'm talking about here. Uh, so at the center of your heart is which is basically at the cardiac plexus, at the level of spine. If you look at this energy center is called Anahat, which also means heart. What location we talked about and the function. So let's talk about the functioning of this energy center, right? If you have this energy center cleared out or in a very good state, it governs, all things related to heart, lungs, production of T cells, your circulatory system, respiratory and pulmonary system. It helps with immunity, right? It builds that immunity if you have if your Anahat center is in a very good shape. We talked about this where it's located. Now this is the important one, right? The pinky fingers. Uh, Pinky fingers are the direct sensation that you feel, which is related to your heart. Um, Again, we will talk more in coming sessions or even in our weekly sessions, but our hands have these centers. We can depict these centers through our fingers and through our palm. But this center is easily sensed on our pinky fingers. What are the imbalances that are caused by this center? So if this center is out of balance, we feel very insecure. We are doubting ourselves all the time. We are, very fearful, right? Uh, and some of these, like our, these insecurities, self-doubt, sometimes also results into aggressive tendencies, right? There may be a issue with the parental relationship, so those imbalances can cause that kind of a problem there. Weak immune system, as we just talked about, the heart controls the immune system. So if it's weak, it basically affects your immune system. asthma, lung, breast, heart issues are directly related to this fourth center. Now, what are the qualities, which of course very easy to understand based on what it governs and what are the imbalances caused. If your anahat or heart center is healed and in good state, you feel very loving, you feel very compassionate, you feel very secure, no matter what the situations are around you. Within yourself, you feel much secure. You feel very confident. You have a very healthy self-esteem. You feel fearless. Or balance of the fear, right? And then emotionally very balanced state. It's very interesting. I find it very interesting that heart is the center, which is on one hand is all about compassionate, and it's on the other hand, it's very brave and fearless. It's a great combination there. I wonder if that's why they call us the lion heart. It's kind of the combination of the two things there. Again, we took some snapshot here from a wonderful website, Sahaja Online. You are always welcome to visit that. It has a lot of great details, so there's something to read there. I'll skip that for today's session. We'll focus more on meditation. Now is the part that I like the most, meditating upon the fourth energy center. So one thing before we get into that, right? The heart, all the energy center, they are kind of related with the different elements, right? And heart is directly connected with the air, the element that we have, the 5 elements we have. And it's very easy to meditate on the heart, upon the heart, very easy to bring it in the balance. It's as simple as, deep breaths, right? As we know, when we are in a state where it's an emergency, our heart starts pumping so hard, we start breathing hard. It's the other way around also. If you slow down your breathing, you can actually easily overcome that situation. So why don't we once again close our eyes and open our hands. If you like, you can put your right hand on the center of your heart. If not, you can keep both of your hands open, palm facing upward in your lap. In this breathing exercise, what we try to do is to increase the gap between the 2 breathing cycles, which means we breathe in and then we breathe out. Then we give a gap, we try to pause or hold, and then we breathe in again, and then pause, breathe out, and a pause. So let's do this together. Let's take a deep breath, hold, breathe out, hold, breathe in, hold, breathe out, hold, breathe in. While we do this, try to exhale as much as you can, inhale as much as you can, without putting any stress or pressure on your system or in your body. So let's do it again. Breathe in, hold, breathe out, hold, breathe in, hold, breathe out, hold, breathe in, hold, Breathe out. Now we can return to normal breathing. You can bring a hand down if it was on your heart. And then just keep our attention on the heart, keeping our eyes closed. You can bring your attention to your hands and quietly observe what you're experiencing on your hands, on your fingertips. You can continue deep breaths. And slowly we'll open our eyes. So it's very easy. Anytime I find myself going through any stress, work or family or otherwise, it's very easy. You can simply sit down for literally 5 minutes and do this exercise with light, mild music if you can play. And you'll see drastic difference between your state right before the meditation and after. It is immensely helpful. It's very effective, and I can talk about this. I have experienced this, and I encourage you all to try this anytime when you go through that kind of state where you're feeling a little bit out of the balance or any kind of stress. Right. All right. So now let's talk about the fifth center. Right. So the fifth center is located right here at the level of neck, throat. This energy center is called as Vishuddhi Chakra. So little tongue twister for all of you who are not familiar with the Sanskrit language, but it's Vishuddhi Chakra. It's located at the cervical plexus on our uh, spine, on our spinal cord there. Um, as we talked about the location, throat area, what are the functions? It's very interesting. The center, the function of the center controls your sight, your sound, smell, taste. This is the center, which is basically, controls the neck, throat, arms, face, ears, mouth, teeth, eye movement. It's very interesting to find that all the things that the centers control is also the key quality, which we'll talk about in a minute. This is the energy center that gives us the power of expression. And what do we use to express ourselves? Basically, everything that we have just written here on this slide, right? Our face, our ears, mouth. Our face is capable of making so many expressions, and that's all because of this fifth center that allows us to express ourselves. So let's see, right? It's located here, primarily focusing that. If you look at the finger, these are the index finger, which basically represent our fifth energy center. And again, you can experience this anytime. For some reason, you're feeling guilty. Put your attention on top of your head, on in your heart, and see what you feel on your fingertips. I have come across many times when I feel the index finger tingling. That's clear indication that there's something that I felt guilty about, and something is something that I need to be aware of. Right? What are the imbalances? So let's talk about those imbalances. Lack of self-respect, right? So that's, again, if it is kind of tied with us be able to express, not be able to express, and then self-respect is associated with it. The filth of, the feeling of the feeling of guilt, not felt. Overly self-sacrificing, lack of diplomacy, rude, reactive, unable to be detached, right? Always attached with something, unable to get over it. And at a gross level, sinus, bronchial issues, those are the things which are connected with this energy center. What are the qualities, right? Being collective, being with people, enjoying the company of others, being diplomatic, right? Being sweet, not just by your voice with your speech, but also at heart. Being joyful, less reactive. Like, I don't think so in this world anyone can be completely non-reactive, but less reactive. Connected with the community, more respectful for others and for yourself. Having a perspective, right? Detached and be able to witness, right? I think that's the key, where you able to see yourself, what you're going through and what you need to change, be more self-aware and guilt-free. Again, as I said, in the world that we live, we may not be able to completely guilt-free day one, but slowly we get to that state. It's interesting, when I was working on this slide and a thought came, and I would share with you, it's so timely that we are in the week of Thanksgiving, right? We talk about the heart and we talk about the collective being. And this is where I think when we get together in less than 48 hours for our wonderful dinner, right? You will be with your family, in person or in spirit, given the COVID-19. You will have your heart filled with compassion for others. You'll be expressing, talking to them, collective. It kind of shares those collective. Thanksgiving automatically kind of brings up those collective that we have, those qualities that we have through heart, or the fifth energy center. I just thought it's kind of an interesting coincidence, but I thought I should share with you guys. Now let's meditate upon fifth energy center. But before we do that, let me play a small excerpt by Sri Mataji, who's the founder of this Sahaj technique, who has shared this technique across multiple countries and to many people who meditate today, following her teachings. Just give me a second. Let me bring up that nice speech there. Just a second. All right, I'm having some technical difficulties. Bear with me.
Comes through the Vishuddhi Chakra in his speech. Is the center, what we call here is the Vishuddhi Chakra, is the center where human beings raise their head up. This is the center that has made us a human being. And from this center only rises the ego and superego, because this is the center of collectivity. Because we speak through this center, we talk through this, we have rapport with other people through this, and as a reaction to that, ego and superego is built within us. When that is built within us, we become a personality. I am some, he is some, you are some. At that point, we become a person who has the consciousness of I-ness. Like, then I say, I like this, I want this. I will say, I am an Indian. You will say, I am an Englishman. All these misidentifications start because you become an individual who tries to identify with many things. That's how we become separated from that power. This is the freedom we get, where we have to ourselves learn from our errors and trials what is right and what is wrong. This Vishuddhi Chakra has got 16 petals and looks after our ear, nose, eyes, throat, everything.
All right, so that was a quick snippet. There are a lot of videos with a lot of information and knowledge and very critical information that has been provided in these videos. Um, that was just a small excerpt that I found very interesting that I'd love to share with you guys. Now, for Vishuddhi, I think this is one of the one which is very easy to meditate upon, but also sometimes can be very hard to get over this. Let's okay. All right, so let's again we'll close our eyes. And once again, we can keep our hands in our lap, palm facing upward, uh, our feet on the ground apart from each other. Or if you're sitting on the ground, that's wonderful. We can bring our attention at the fifth energy center, throat. We can put our hand or we can simply put our attention there. Now what we're going to do, we're going to use our right hand. We're going to put our right hand, let's place it at the corner made by our shoulder and the neck. And we turn our head a little bit towards the right. This is where the left side of the fifth energy center, which is the Vishuddhi center. Let's take a deep breath. And here we can say, Mother, I am the spiritual being. I am beyond the feeling of guilt. I'm beyond the illusion of this self-condemnation, this feeling of guilt. I am the spiritual being beyond the problems of the past or the future. I am in this moment, beyond all the sense of guilt that creates the illusion and creates the imbalances. We can bring our hand back in our lap. As we talked about the fifth energy center, it is when we witness, we see ourselves away from ourselves, we witness the drama, the play that's going around us, whether it's work related, family related, or anything else. We detach ourselves from that situation and just watch, just sitting back and watching what we are experiencing, what we are feeling, what's happening around us without getting entangled or getting engaged in any of that. Sometimes I like to visualize us like that a small rock sitting in the center of the stream, untouched, unmoved by the stream, simply watching everything passing by, witnessing ourselves in the state, witnessing ourselves with our attention on the top of our head, witnessing, observing everything that is happening within us, around us, without being part of it. Keeping our eyes closed will help to see ourselves away from us. It helps us to visualize us witnessing everything. We can always request this mother energy while it's rising and cleansing and enlightening our fifth energy center to embark us with the sweetness in our speech so that our speech is used to feel other good about themselves rather than criticize. so we can be more collective and enjoy others' company, and others can enjoy our company. We can request the divine diplomacy so we can express ourselves and have much better self-respect. There's another small exercise we can do to further enhance our power to witness, power to see ourselves. So let's visualize our attention at this moment on top of our head. Then slowly expand this attention to the room that you're sitting in. And slowly expand to the home, apartment, house, wherever you are. And gradually increase it further out to the county, to the area that you are in. Further expand your attention to take it all the way to the level of your state or province, and to the level of the country you are in, and to the continent level. Then on the earth, visualize yourself sitting in the earth. And then visualize visualize yourself in the universe. On the earth, to the continent you are on, in the country, to the state or province, the level of the county, the nearby area, in the house, in your home, in your room, back on your chair, on top of your head. With the power to expand this attention, we can witness everything within us, around us. Just continue to keep your eyes closed. Your attention, you can keep it on your throat or on top of your head. All right, we'll slowly open our eyes. All right, so let's talk about some of the next steps. As we have gone through, some of you, if not all of you, right, for these 4 sessions, this one is the 5th session. You may already be noticing some specific sensation on your fingertips. So be aware of that. If you want to note them down. We'll have weekly classes, which will be sending more details after soon after, which will be not like a series, but we'll have some weekly classes. There will be multiple classes during the week, and you can pick and choose whatever that works for you. There will be a calendar published, and you can see all the different classes that will be conducted during the week. There will be some classes in the afternoon, some will be in the evening, and on different days. Um, and yeah, so we'll get you more details. So keep an eye on your. 1 second, guys. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much it from what are the next steps. Something is happening here on my laptop. Sorry for that, but let's open up for any questions anyone may have, or if you want to share your experience, feel free to use this time and share or ask any question you may have. There's a question that came up around 7 seconds holding the breath, 7 seconds releasing, and this is the 4th year of the meditation. So yeah, no, I mean it depends. 7 seconds, 8 seconds, less or more, whatever that works for you, where you can slowly start increasing the gap between 2 cycles of breath, right? Slowly, you may want to increase it. I never timed it, but I think you can certainly increase with time and with practice. A great question. Thanks, Anne, for asking that. All right, Kate has a question. Why is one side of the body is blue and why the other side is yellow? And is it warm and cold? And wonderful question, and I'm glad you asked. And that's exactly what it is. The left side, and I hope you guys can see my pointer. This is the left side, which is the side of the moon. It represents the qualities. If you, I don't talk specifically, but if you know yin yang or the female male aspect, so this is the aspect which is more to do with emotions. So this is where it's funny to say this, but like when people go into that state where they only want to be sad, that's the blue, right? And when people are energized, active, working, that's where the yellow means the energy part, right? So the left and the blue kind of represent that left and the right side of the um, subtle system. So that's a wonderful question. Thanks for asking that. I wish I could talk to all of you, and I promise we will talk like normal human beings when we have these non-recorded sessions. But for this one, thanks for your patience and sending the message through the chat. Great. I got another question. This is a question around like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Like how long should I meditate? It again depends on whatever that works for you. I would say start with something between 5 to 10 minutes and slowly build it up. And I'll be happy to hear from you from a year now. You might be saying I meditate for 30, 45 minutes. It's all depends on how easily, quickly you can get to that state of thoughtless awareness without going to a place which you like, which is next to waterfall or something else for you. So thanks for that question. All right, let's take 1 or 2 more questions if there are any. or if you want to share any experiences you may have through the meditation. Yes, Jeff's commentary here. I'm glad that you tied back to Thanksgiving. I'm thankful for the opportunity to share these courses with you all. Thanks again. So wonderful. Thanks, Jeff, for joining us today. All right. With last minute remaining, I would like you to introduce. I would like you all to be introduced with the next instructor, Sachin Bhambre from Rochester area. We talked before. He said he would like to say hi to everyone. Let me unmute him so he can bring up on the screen. Hi, Sachin. I think we cannot hear you. I cannot hear you, Sachin. I don't know if it's just me. No, it's still not. All right, it's okay. So I was telling someone earlier today the quote of the year has been "You're on mute." So we are all living this Zoom live where we cannot see people, and it's mute, not muted. So it's all good. But you're gonna have a wonderful session next week with Sachin, where I believe Sachin is covering sixth center as well as seventh center. So yeah, no, that's wonderful. So Sachin, you may want to try again and see if it's working. Now I cannot hear anything. It's all right. So thanks everyone for joining today, and wonderful, and have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Enjoy your meal with family on Thanksgiving. I will leave this session on for a little bit more if you want to continue to be in meditation with the music on. Thank you.